Okay. So I think we're now also live on YouTube. We can double check that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if it takes a second to... Yeah. Click on that. Oh yeah, there's my face. That's me.
Okay.
Let me do pop out chat for that. And then we just don't need that open. I just need chat open with that.
Oh yeah. Cool.
You know what's interesting? There's a lot of like management software for like multiple streaming or multiple places. But kind of need like one for like viewers and mods.
Yeah, because imagine like, I know I listen to some podcasts and they're like, we're streaming everywhere. Actually, what do they use? There's a podcast I listen to like we stream
they
on
might use
everything.
Restream.io.
Okay.
Which is like a paid for one.
Probably then, because they're quite a big network. I think they're literally the oldest, at least tech, which just means they're the oldest one because tech was the first one doing it.
Yeah, because then there's just like all in one place.
Yeah.
And then you stream to like Restream, and then Restream then distributes it out to all the platforms.
Right. Let me get this. Speaking of two-step verification. It's definitely made a difference not having Twitter on my phone. Like, I'm genuinely surprised about how much of a difference that's made. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, so I would like just delete. Some people like will be like, oh, I'm not using like Instagram for the next couple of days, like for this weekend. So I deleted it off my phone. And to me, that's bonkers. Mainly
because they wanted
I'm
to
so
for the weekend.
Yeah, but like for me, I'm like, I'm so lazy. I want to like delete the whole app off my phone and then have to log in to all of my like 100 accounts.
Wait, so you're saying that people will say, I'm not using it for the weekend, therefore I'll just delete it from my phone altogether and then put it back afterwards?
Yeah, so they delete it off their phone, so it's just not there for temptation. Like it's just completely not available. Yeah, which I get because it's an effective way to not use the social media.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah, but you're not like temporarily not using it. You're not temporarily not having it on your phone. You're just permanently not having it on your phone.
The desktop is enough. Like,
that's completely different. That's fair. But like because you're like not using it for this weekend or like this week, and then you delete it so that you don't use it. And like, yeah, I don't know. Also, I feel like for me, the amount of times I'm like, right, I'm not using Instagram, and like messaging people, I'm like, if you need me, message me on WhatsApp. And it's about like plans that we have imminently.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, cool, I'm not gonna go on Instagram. And I'm like, they still haven't like messaged me, and I WhatsApp them, and then I still don't get a reply. So I'm like, let me check if they messaged on Instagram, and then I see, and then they've messaged on Instagram. I'm like, said message me on WhatsApp.
So you just weren't listening.
Like, just message. You have my number. Message me on WhatsApp. What is so hard about that? Or text me.
That feels like such a weird thing, like the reliance on Instagram messaging.
Yeah, like it bugs me so much. I'm like, people, please, if you have my number, use it. Because I don't give my number to everyone. So
Yeah.
the fact that you have my number is like, I don't know, like a level of like, you can text me. Also, I actually prefer people using numbers because I have way more control over who can get through to me because you can block, like, not block, but like restrict
Mm.
notifications from a number. Like, I can put it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like, because I'm on iPhone, I can put it like a do not disturb and only have certain people their notifications come through.
Right.
Because sometimes I'm like, I'm fine to be social, but just with my inner circle and not everyone.
Cool. Right. That took longer than I thought it would for a quick post, but there we go. Oh, that's right, because I'm logged out of everything. I must have done like a reset. Have I also logged out of this? Yep, also logged out of Blue Sky. Okay. This is riveting live stream content right here. Should change the title. Man logs into social accounts. And that's it.
Oh my.
Cool. All right, now I'm actually done. I'm done present. Yeah, should we get into this?
Yeah.
Cool. Get some water here. Oh, what is that? Oh. Let me just switch some things around quickly. News window. And there you go. Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah. So we do 2 recordings, plus whatever we just did there, and that's also part of the experience. So, yeah, 2 recordings. First one is the gaming news roundup. Each got our stories of the week. And then the second recording is the mayamada updates. So yeah, when you're ready. Also, there's no Nintendo today. No spoilers. Should probably mention as well.
Oh yeah, because I need to watch it.
Yeah.
I was on set the day that it happened, and then I had a severe allergic reaction to God knows what in the air. And then I haven't had a chance since, mainly because I've been too ill to, but that's coming though. I should be doing that tonight. So after tonight, people can spoil Nintendo news. We're all good.
Cool. All right, so we're going to be talking about other stories in the gaming world, and there are a few. So, yeah, when you're ready, we'll kick off.
Yeah.
Okay.
No worries. Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right, we will get started in 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Studio77 report for April 2025. It's Nigel and Tazziii here talking about interesting video game news as we also bring you the latest updates from the mayamada universe. Before we get into the mayamada side of things, let's start with our top video game stories of the past month. And each month we look back at gaming news that has managed to catch our collective eyes and discuss them right here with you. If you're listening to this on the Story X Story podcast feed, then you can enjoy the audio version, but you can also catch the live stream on Twitch and now YouTube, assuming my OBS hasn't crashed as I speak these words. Or you can become a Studio77 member to get access to the videos when you'd like. You can also jump in the member chat in our Discord and let us know what you think about gaming news. So let's get started. Tazziii, what is your story of the past month with an asterisk on it?
So my story is that Assassin's Creed Shadows has now up to 3 million players. Or it was reported on day 2 that it is up from so it's up from the 2 million that were reported on day 2. Which surpasses both Origins and Odyssey. This is kind of big, especially because I've not played it yet. But all I seem to see is like people defending negativity around the game. But it's clearly loved.
Someone's enjoying it.
Yeah, well, 3 million players are enjoying it. And last time I checked, 3 million is a lot. So the second highest day 1 sales in Assassin's Creed franchise history, which is behind Valhalla, which had quite a big launch as well. And the biggest Ubisoft day 1 ever on the PlayStation Store. And has seen over 40 million hours played so far, which is wild. Like, collectively, that's how much hours have been put into this game. Anyway, and I'm not part of that. That's sad. I need to be. I feel like this is the Assassin's Creed game to get me back into Assassin's Creed. Clearly.
I was thinking the same.
If there's many people who are enjoying it, like, maybe I need to hop back into the franchise since it is one that I previously absolutely adored. But yeah, so it's actually become the most played Assassin's Creed game ever on Steam over the weekend with a 64,825 peak concurrent players. That's a lot. That's pretty impressive. Um, Bloomberg reported that the Chinese tech company Tencent and the family of Ubisoft co-founder and CEO uh Yves Guillemot Guillemot, maybe I should know these names, but
I always pronounce it Eve. It's a French name,
Yves
so try and put a little, I don't know, try to Eve Guillemot.
Yves Gilmore. Gilmore? Gilmore? Gilmore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Guillemot.
Bruce were they were exploring a buyout of the France-based Ubisoft amid the delays of Assassin's Creed Shadows and the bumpy August release of Star Wars Outlaws. Um, but yeah, like this to me is cool. Like Assassin's Creed is a franchise that's been going for a long time. A long time. Actually, one of my friends described it as the Call of Duty of history games.
Although, yeah, because technically Call of Duty is some kind of history, but yeah,
No, but it's not fixated
it's not
on
about,
history.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
some of it's historic, some of it's present war. It's a war game. But Assassin's Creed is
It's
specifically
about history,
historic. Yeah.
I get that.
And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true. Regular releases. It's been going for a long time. About no, Call of Duty's been going for longer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, long standing. It's like an OG
No, for sure.
in the
Yeah, I
like.
mean, it's a different game than
Yeah.
it was in those original kind of 2, maybe
Yeah.
3, but yeah, it feels more like an RPG game now.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so it's and I feel like it like dipped a bit. Well, not so much dipped. I feel like they've had like really good hits and then like some not so great ones in between. And like it's just had a lot of like phases, I guess. Like because Odyssey was like massive, like
Yeah.
in terms of like open worldness. And then yeah, like Valhalla was really popular and that kind of like took a different turn. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. And also like I think the thing that stands out to me is like amongst all the like anti DEI stuff this game has risen.
Yeah, I mean, it had a
to,
lot of hate around it.
yeah, so much hate. So much hate, but clearly it's a good game. And the funny thing that I found is that like so there's this many players playing it. And then there's people like literally playing it all the way through and then hating on it. And I'm like, but you played it all the way through, like that's you kind of hated it that much because you didn't put down.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed games that I haven't, games that you like. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that says a lot about the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because I've been sort of following it in a sense, just because when I first saw it, I knew exactly what would happen in terms of like the response it would get, regardless of whether it's a good game or not, or it would just have to be a top game of all time to overcome like the negativity, which is an unfair benchmark. But yeah, just seeing it, I was worried about it because I know it was supposed to come out last year and then got delayed to February and then got delayed to March, and it's sort of worrying signs when sort of games get sort of being pushed back in that way. But from what I've seen and heard so far, it does feel like it's at least a decent game, which is fine. And I'm kind of glad that it hasn't, I guess, fallen under the level of it's weird how specific people are being in their feedback without saying the thing they probably wanted to say. So yeah.
Yeah. But there we go. There we go.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's my story of the month. Nigel, what's yours?
So mine is I thought I'd balance out the good news of a solid game release with the news of games being ended before they were released. So my story is a bit of a sad one, and it's the closure of Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. San Diego. So this is a bit of an ongoing story over the past month or so. One of had an eye on just on the backdrop of many game closures, but it's a particularly sad one because Warner Bros. Announced a Wonder Woman game, which is now being caught up in the list of games that will no longer see the light of day. So, in a statement, Warner Bros. Games said that the decision to close 3 studios was, quote, very difficult and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them, but merely the result of a tragic Freudian slip, strategic change in direction, yeah, or whichever one sounds more accurate to you. So, yeah, I think it comes off the back of a disappointing 2024. So we know sort of Warner Brothers through Rocksteady released Suicide Squad, which didn't perform as expected, and also had, I guess, again sort of gamer reaction, sort of a negative reaction around it, and it's just seen them like pivot. So my story is kind of like the sad news, and then the consideration of how large companies treat their games properties, because off the back of that, Warner Brothers have said they would be focusing on 4 franchises going forward. So Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, DC, primarily Batman when it comes to single character led games, and Game of Thrones. So they've got a Game of Thrones game in the works as well. And on one hand, that makes sense, but then also I don't know, it feels a bit, I don't know, it feels a bit sad. I don't know, what do you feel about that? It feels like restrictive, kind of getting only those few games, and maybe the ones that might have been the interesting new properties like Wonder Woman are not seeing the light of day.
Yeah, I think it is sad. I also feel like Game of Thrones is a weird one. Not a weird one. I get that Game of Thrones was popular. Is it still that? I suppose that's a new show.
The timing was weird for me. There is the sort of spin-off series, but yeah, it feels like this was the game to come out. I was going to say, was it 10? It's not 10 years ago, but like, when the show was at its peak.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, it was 10 years ago.
Was it actually 10 years when it finished?
But it was like at its peak, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because it like finished 2019? 20?
Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah, it must have been, because I was in America when I watched the final season.
Yeah. So yeah, that threw me off. That's kind of like, so focusing on these games, and one of them is Game of Thrones. Okay. Yeah, I think it's really sad that like I think it's sad when studios close down. And then I feel like considering how big some of the franchises that Warner Bros. Has, particularly like DC stuff, it's really sad. It's kind of like focusing just on like the things that bar Game of Thrones that are already doing really well, like franchise wise anyway, that like these are definite kind of hitters. But yeah, it's definitely like yeah, just I feel like we're losing out on, because it's not like Wonder Woman's new IP, it's existing IP,
Yeah,
and we're still losing out on it.
on it.
We're
Yeah,
still missing out on it.
I guess in a game sense,
Um,
it's new IP, but obviously Wonder Woman is one of the major DC like franchises, right? So you think
yeah,
if anything was gonna have a chance, it would be a game like that.
yeah. So that's yeah. I feel like, what does that say about like the state of games
Yeah, and that's the kind
right
of
now?
worry. Yeah, why it's a story that
Kind of
has many
commentary on
layers
it.
of sadness. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I think unfortunately, we're gonna see more of this in games, in media, where the larger, like, sort of AAA level companies focus more on the predictable, proven hits and established
Mm,
IPs, at least in the medium that they're talking about. And so that means, in a way, we get fewer
yeah.
games and definitely less diverse games.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely makes me kind of like really appreciate like the existence of indie, and like really think about making a more conscious choice to support indie, I
Right.
guess.
I think so. I think yeah, it kind
Um,
of shows, like, if you want
like
something
a
to
more
exist,
conscious
support
effort.
it.
Yeah, yeah. And like not rely on the big studios, on the big AAAs to provide that experience for us.
Hmm.
Like it really is that kind of time of like, I mean, you should always be supporting indies, but like it's kind of like double down on it type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I would like to see another single player Batman game, but then, you also want to see other characters and other types of games in there, which
Yeah. Especially
yeah.
as like, something like Wonder Woman, like you said, it's not an existing IP within games, but it is outside of games. It's like bringing that audience, like bridging that gap between audiences, and like making games more like more accepted by like outsiders that aren't into video games.
Right,
That's the
okay.
other
Yeah.
effect,
As in,
specifically
like,
to this
using
version.
something like Wonder Woman, so because we've seen the films and everything, and turning that into a game. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
is a strategy, like, The Last of Us are using at the moment as well. So there's that argument. But then I guess, for Warner Brothers in particular, just having what has been seen as, like, just a string of misses. So I mentioned Suicide
mm.
Squad, Kill the Justice League, Multiverses is a sad one, because we have played that a
Yeah,
couple of times for our games night. I think before it ends, we're gonna get to it again. So that ends in May, which is a shame, because that was a cool game, but obviously not enough
yeah,
people playing it. And Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. So it's just been a
yeah,
rough time for them. And I also know that earlier
yeah.
this year, their president, or former president, David Haddad, announced his exit from that role after more than a decade of leading the games division. So
Wow.
it just feels like a
Yeah,
sort of textbook, like, we're gonna just play it safe, basically, from now on.
yeah. It's funny as well though, because all the 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 bulk of the games that are like didn't do well are live service. So it's like maybe just maybe that's the problem.
there, there is that. Yeah,
Like, yeah. But I feel like it's the case if they like put their eggs in like this one basket of like live service, and like it hasn't paid off, and then you're like, oh my God, now we have to pull everything back
but
and like hone in, and then it's like, whoa, we kind of warned you that live service wasn't a it's not a cash cow. Like there's a it's a finite resource, not it's not a
Yeah, it's not a print money machine unless you're Fortnite or
Yeah,
GTA or yeah.
yeah, which also kind of like started the trend and were successes in their space, not trying to be that success in those
Mm.
spaces. They just tried some things and then found what worked for them and then
And then
went with
struck
it
gold.
and ran
Yeah.
and ran
Yeah.
and ran and did not stop running because they were
Yeah.
like, let's hold on to this.
Mm. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, it is everyone trying to still we're in that space where people are still trying to copy that very, for a few people, very successful, extremely successful
yeah,
formula. But as we're seeing with Warner Bros, they're not the only ones, but it's not necessarily working out. I don't think we're at the point where they stop trying yet. So I think
no,
we may see more of these stories in search of that next success. But it's just a shame that a game like Wonder Woman, even though we didn't see any of it, but wait, it's what
yeah.
could have been.
I mean, I didn't even know it existed until you told me about this story. So
Oh right, you missed. Oh, cause it was like a minute
I,
announcement, but yeah.
yeah, I miss it. Yeah, but like, yeah, this is a shame. I
Mm.
want more. The thing that's gonna work, by the way, games industry is more short, completable games.
Mm. I'm with that.
Completable
Yeah, definitely with that.
and
So
finished games. People want finished
finished
games
games,
with
yeah,
add-ons that like don't aren't fixing the existing game, but are creating an additional experience to the base game. It's very simple. It's not rocket science.
I like it. It's a simple formula. I'm definitely with it. Just games I can finish. I always appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
I miss when games were like games that you could finish and then they had DLC that didn't that was in addition to the base game. That was additional content that furthered the story, but you had a complete game if you didn't buy the DLC.
yeah, yeah. And like Spider-Man did a similar thing with Miles Morales, which was a very big DLC, or depending on your perspective, an all too short game. But I thought that was perfect. Is you enjoyed the initial experience, a chunky sort of additional piece of content that continued the game and the game story. So yeah. But no, I think we're going to get more live service
Okay.
games as
Yeah,
well.
we're
Yes.
gonna get live service until like I don't like till the AAA is like skeleton of itself,
So
and there's like
no other
3
choice.
AAA games. Like each studio just has one AAA
Once,
game that like it's their money grabber, and like
yeah.
they've had to cut everything else, and then they're like, oh maybe live service games isn't the way because it's even like PlayStation like wanted to do an MMO for well, I forgot the image and not the name. Their big
I mean,
like original
they wanted to do a lot. They wanted to do
story.
like Last of Us, God of War. Um,
Yeah. The other one though. The other big hitter. There's 2 of them.
oh, Horizon.
Horizon, yeah.
Oh,
Like my brain was like mush
yeah,
then.
my
Like
God.
I was like I could see the like artwork, but not the name. Like the name was blurred. Yeah, like I mean it was them wanting to do God of War was like surprising, and then it was like, oh, Horizon uh is getting MMO is getting cancelled. And you're like, yeah, why did
Yeah, well,
you
it was,
like that was one of those ideas that you put on the board because no idea is a bad idea while
yeah, yeah.
you're coming up with ideas,
But
but
you
it's
leave it on the
definitely
board.
not one
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
planning to use. It was just to get the creative juices flowing.
Mm,
That's anyway, live service. is not the way forward for everyone unless it's very relevant to the style of game and it will work and you're being like purposeful with it. Just stop. Just stop. Make good games for the games, not
Games, yeah, for game's
because you
sake.
think. Anyway,
For
should
game's
we
sake. But yeah, yeah, we look forward to repeating that argument in a few months' time when maybe the next one falls. But yeah, that is the story. My story, sad story, but somewhat inevitable story. Those are our stories of the past month. Let us know what you think. If you're enjoying a live service game that's not Fortnite or any of the GTA successful ones, are you that one person that they were looking for? Let us know what you think. Jump in our Discord. You can share stories that you think we should be talking about as well. So with that being said, now let's get into the mayamada news. And I'm gonna check on the. Oh, okay. Yeah, my just OBS is just going up and down, but we'll continue. Oh, actually, let me reset that recording. Cool. All right, now we're going to do the second recording, which is specific mayamada updates. I'm just going to put a quick note to do. We may as well just do a recap of the studios. So the Against All Odds. I'll just put a note. Recap against all odds. And I'll put something up on stream for that. Okay. All good. So I've noticed the YouTube. I guess it doesn't take the stream information because that's specific to Twitch. So then I guess what I should do is manually change that.
Oh, there should be a thing that you can have the YouTube one open as well.
Oh, okay, in OBS.
Like in OBS, yeah, as part of the plugin.
Okay,
It should have a section for updating the YouTube info. I think.
YouTube. Oh, there you go. YouTube out. Oh no. Okay, I'll come back to that. But yeah, all right. Note for next time. Let me just quickly double check. Okay. All right, I'll come back to that. But yeah, all right, we can do the mayamada updates when you're ready.
Yeah, sounds good. Just see. I don't know if you've heard of a channel called Smarter in Seconds.
I haven't actually.
So it's a great channel. It's literally what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
It's about getting smarter in seconds. Normally about like issues around like equality.
Right.
But among other things. But she just shared one that was a food allergy one. I was literally having a conversation like maybe yesterday or the day before that eggs are not dairy.
I think you mentioned this before.
And it surprises me how many people, yeah, I probably have, because I'm constantly surprised at how many people do not know that eggs are not dairy. And how little people know about food and allergens. And I'm like, even before I had my allergies, I was very aware of what foods are what.
Yeah. But in...
I think the only...
No, I was going to say something really stupid, or I think stupid of it.
Go ahead and say.
dairy, we're talking milk from cows, right? Is that
Yes. Well, dairy
so?
is actually milk from animals,
Oh,
but
okay,
from mammals.
mammals.
So,
Okay,
but yeah, but
and
for,
eggs aren't
we
that,
normally have dairy from cows. Yeah.
and eggs aren't that.
No, eggs are like a completely different
That's what I'm saying. So how are
thing.
they even?
But most people, I think it's because like they tend to be like grouped together. Like eggs and milk are next to each other in the supermarket. Not so much now. Now it's changed. They're like in different parts. But it used to
Hmm,
be that eggs and milk are next to each other in the supermarket.
okay,
Market. When you
it's
buy
just in my
like
mind. If
when they're
it's
like
more effort to put them
grouped
together.
together with foods, they're like eggs and dairy are often like put together. So people then just go dairy. I don't like.
I
I
don't
think
get
it's like
that.
a like
Like I genuinely don't get that.
they're not the same, but people literally.
Like
I
at
think
all.
this is a whole psychology or like how people like shorten things
Yeah, that must be. I don't because I when you said it, I was like,
because they're like yeah, or like when you get milk from the milkman, like it's like like traditional like milkman, you could get your eggs from the milkman as well.
right, it was a long time ago. Yeah, yeah,
So
that was.
maybe like
Yeah.
people have like mentally grouped them together, and then because there's like a whole thing where humans love to like shorten things and then
Sure.
get rid
Yeah.
of half the information,
Nation. Yeah.
then dairy has just been like so many people then like they're the same thing because I've got them from the same place. I don't
Place.
know. And they're both
Okay.
like a fresh produce that you'd buy for the morning.
I get, but they're
I'm
just
like
not the
giving
same thing.
people a
Yeah.
lot of grace
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. They're not the same thing. It's like at all. I don't get that. Because when you first
No.
said it for a second, I thought I
But
had
that's
mistaken
that's
something.
yeah. But that's not the worst of it. So I'm very glad of this post. I'm just like sending it to everyone because I'm like, learn what dairy is, please.
Hmm.
Because then her post was saying that she got served parmesan. She's kind of dairy. Got served parmesan. And the person thought that parmesan is not dairy.
Oh wow.
Parmesan
Okay.
cheese, they're not dairy. I get it, it's because people don't understand allergens and they equate. So parmesan is low in lactose.
Hmm.
And so people just go, oh, dairy and lactose are the same thing. No, lactose is in dairy. And
Right.
someone being allergic to dairy is different from someone being lactose intolerant.
Tolerant.
If
Yeah.
someone says no dairy, it means no dairy. And it's not up to you to choose whether that is like a lact, just no dairy, no dairy. Someone has, and people don't know that like butter is dairy or that. I got served a dish with four cheeses in
Yeah. I remember you
once.
mentioned that. As yeah.
Four. Four cheeses.
Whereas
And
wild.
milk.
After you said no dairy.
After oh, well, actually, no, I think I said no, no milk.
Right.
No, no, I said no cheese. And then yeah, I had four cheeses in and milk, and I was like, well done.
Right. I'm just going to quickly
Milk.
reset my uh, connection because I think. Wait one moment. Let me. Cool. All right. We are back. We're going to push through whatever internet issues, although I'm being told there are no internet issues and it's all in my head. So we'll see. But
Being
yeah.
gaslit by
Yeah,
version.
that's fine. What are you worried about? All right. Yeah, we'll do the second recording for the mayamada updates. You ready, Tazziii?
I am ready.
Cool. All right, we'll go in 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Studio77 report for April 2025. A quarter of the year is gone already. Fancy that. But we're here giving you the latest updates from the mayamada universe, and I am the mayamada co-founder, Nigel.
I am Tazziii. I am the... My brain... my brain went to podcasts. So I was about to say content creator and co-host. And I was like, yeah, no, nope. Wrong one.
Yeah. We just did a podcast yesterday as well, so.
Yeah. I am Tazziii, content creator and mayamada creative director.
And mayamada is a storytelling brand based in the UK. We are creating manga-style comic books. We run online and in-person events, and we deliver creative workshops with young people, although not this week. Fancy that as well. Yeah, the whole thing is things change. With young people, adults, companies as well, and we run the video game diversity campaign, Do I Look Like a Gamer? And sometimes we also play games. So we have a digital platform and membership called Studio77, where we host a variety of shows talking to creative professionals, across comics, cosplay, video games, animation, all sorts of people. And each month we get together with our community to play a different game. And you can become a Studio 77 member to support the work that we do and get involved in those events and activities. So we were just talking about the promising news in games, with games doing better than people might have otherwise told you, and the downside to games with the promising ones you thought were going to come out not coming out. So if you want to hear that conversation, become a Studio 77 member or catch our live recordings each month on Twitch and also YouTube. So let's get started, as we do, with the industry tip. And each month we like to highlight advice given to us by a creative professional on one of our Studio 77 shows. And this month the advice comes from the Story X Story podcast, and specifically Simone Gianpaolo, who is a director of animation and was on episode 209 of the podcast, talking about his journey from Switzerland to the UK, to working with some of the biggest names in the world of animation, to working on his own independent projects as well. And that was a really good, I feel all of our conversations are really full of insightful information. So check out the episode to hear Simone's journey, the work that he does. I thought I'd pull out a quote because he talked about advice for, advice that he was given and just ran with it, as you can tell if you've seen his body of work. But he told us that the advice he was given is that it doesn't need to be perfect, it needs to be finished. And that's what made me achieve throughout my career. And that's something that's always worth reminding, is that idea of before you start something, you have this image in your mind of it has to be this perfect image, and if it's not, then you don't start, or you can slow yourself down trying to get to the perfection. But like Simone said, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be finished. So Tazziii, what do you think about that piece of advice?
I need to actually print this as a quote and stick it on my wall. This is one of those advices. It's so hard though, because you feel like you can continuously perfect something. I feel like that's especially when you're super creative, you can come up with constant improvements on something.
Yeah.
But it's so true. Done is better than perfect. done is done is the difference between something existing and something just being an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm just thinking of the quokka.
Oh yeah, as a major discovery in that episode, we discovered a whole new animal species. So yeah, Simone brought us a lot of good bits of information in that, and yeah, check out quokkas if you haven't seen them before, because they are ready made for animation.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're absolutely adorable, and yeah, maybe I need a quokka saying it doesn't need to be perfect; it needs to be finished.
There you go. So however the message gets to you is like, just take that in. So if that resonated with you, check out the episode and check out our Studio77 shows, where we do talk to a range of creative professionals about their journeys and the work that they do. And if you're watching this and you are a creative professional or practitioner and would like to share your story for the benefit of others trying to get to where you are, then get in touch. We'd love to have you, and we got spots. We got podcast live stream slots. Email us studio77@mayamada.com.
Yeah. So whether you're into comics, video games, or creative professional development, here's what you have to look forward to from the mayamada universe. Nigel, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, we have an update from something we did last month, finally. So it's just me repeating. We have a manga. We have a new manga specifically. So our latest manga, Origins Against All Odds, is finally here and in print. And I feel like I'm going to spend at least as much time telling you it's here as I did telling you it's coming. So I've got a few more months to go on that. So yeah, it's here. Last month we did a launch event for it, and Tazziii was there in the book and in the flesh, so we had a real meta moment there as well. So this is the first in the Origins line of stories that we're going to be doing over the years, and it features Tazzii's character in the mayamada universe for a reflective, hope-filled story about pursuing your creative career goals in the face of resistance and doubters from the world around you. So Kickstarter backers are receiving their copies either digitally or in person. And everyone else can get their copy from mayamada.com or find us at an event over the year where we'll be showcasing at different places, so you can find us there. Like I said, we did have a launch event, so it's the first time we've done a manga Japanese gallery Kensington. We had it worked. It was a really good sort of moment to celebrate. We had some of the team that had put them together there as well.
Great fun. So we also have our Studio77, which is our digital platform where we host a variety of different shows with creative directors, creative professionals, and play games for your amusement. And so we have our casual conversations with comic creators, where each month Nigel will talk to a comic creator about the craft of creating comics. And we're discovering the human behind the art in the next episode, which will be episode 36 with Jove Jewel. You might have to help me out on this pronunciation.
Because I spoke to him as well. So I said Jove Gil. I want to say Spanish. Spanish or French.
Gil. Okay, cool. Yeah, that does make sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Let me reread that.
Yeah.
Jove Gil.
Yeah.
Names
Gil.
are hard to read.
You gotta add that
Gil.
Accent.
Gil. I've been learning names pronounce the names with like the proper accent in recently, and yeah, it's cool. Anyway, so starting with casual conversations with comic creators, where each month Nigel talks to a comic creator about the craft of making comics. We're discovering the human behind the art in the next episode, which will be episode 36 with Jove Gill from 7:30 p.m. and on VOD for 14 days after that. Is there a date on that one?
I did not put a date.
Do we have a date for that one?
Yeah, it's it's in the thing. It's in the link, but I always forget to actually put it in the. There you go.
That'll be on May the 6th from 7:30 p.m. Not just like 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's whenever you want it to be.
Whenever, yeah. And then for 14 days after the 6th of May, it will be available to watch until it is gone. And then we also will have our next games night. And that's our monthly show where we play different games for your amusement. And the next one will be Botsu, Ridiculous Robots. And that one is we don't know which day, but whichever day it is, it will be from around 7 p.m. UK time. And that will be with Studio77 members live on Twitch. And you can check out some of the past Games Night highlights over on YouTube. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want to get like a little flavor of what it's like to be part of Games Night, then that's where you'll find it. And yeah, we are into another year of the Do I Look Like a Gamer campaign, which works to promote diversity and inclusion in the video games industry, as well as showcase pathways into games for young and aspiring talent. It is a yearly initiative, which means a new snapshot of 40 players and makers each year, showcasing the representation that does exist as a way to inspire future generations of diverse talent. It also means a new schedule of events and activities. We'll have the campaign live launch stream, the campaign launch live stream, but that kind of does work as well, which will be Saturday the 12th of April, and available on Twitch VOD after that. And then some of the photos to be launched at the end of the month.
Yeah, the campaign 40 photos. Is that what that should have said?
You did not edit it quick enough to get it.
Yes.
I was like, I think I know what this is, but I wasn't sure if he was going for like that we roll them out like some at a time. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going with this one.
I just didn't carry the 0. That's,
yeah, I'll just like repeat that line.
Okay.
With the campaign 40 photos coming out at the end of the month. So, if you know, never mind, let me start that sentence again because I don't know. So if you are a aspiring creative professional or you know one, then you can check out the Showrunners Work Experience program. We're making opportunities for young people aged 16 plus to work with the mayamada team across comics, video games, and content creation. And yeah, you'll get a chance to get involved with like hands-on stuff that actually influence and like it's actual work that is results in the business. So a good example is the list of credits in Origins Against All Odds. Being able to have like substantial work that can be seen.
Published
Potentially,
credit. Yeah.
Actually get your name in some credits. Yeah, which is very, very cool. Very cool. Like every time I open up the book and I would like see the printed credits of everyone's names that's worked on it, I feel just like so much joy. So much joy. But yeah, we brain fail, yeah. What was I just about to say? I was going to say, oh yeah, so we also have some showrunners working with us across events at the moment. So helping to plan some of the upcoming events, and also we're at the event that we were at just previously when Nigel spoke, and I forgot the name of the event.
Oh,
so that's really embarrassing.
yeah. To be fair, it's a random assortment of letters. Law will cut that bit out. But yeah, TMB XPO. Yeah, it's funny. We did like a last minute interview at the event, and the person interviewing like multiple times like messed up the name of the show. I was like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's just like
Yeah, like if you're gonna have an acronym, it's got to be a good acronym, like that forms a word or a thing that you can say, so that it's punchy, not just a load of. Oh my god, I forgot what the opposite to a vowel is.
Oh, consonants. This is turned into countdown.
Scrap that whole bit.
Your bit, yeah. Bury that deep in the archives.
Make me look smart. Don't put this one out there as a blooper. No.
There's 3-year-olds out there going, "Who is this lady?" Yes. It's just we got toddlers screaming at us on YouTube right now, but they won't because they'll never see this.
Hey, do you know what? It's not fair because they're in school and like learning it every day and being reminded that these things exist. My brain is full of loads of things, most of it One Piece, but loads of other things that's erased, like anything that is not used on a regular basis that I learn in school. Okay, and consonants is not.
It's not one of them.
Not one that I use, like, rarely use that. For some reason, I use vowels, though. The word vowels. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so they've been great at helping us organize events or help us organize events we're attending, getting some great like video footage and content, and being part of that, and like really gaining that real world experience of events, and learning lots. It was really, really interesting hearing about sort of like the things that they've learned after attending an event and what to consider. So yeah, if you would like to know more about that, then you can head over to mayamada.com/showrunners, or you can email us showrunners@mayamada.com to find out more.
Yeah, and you can become a Studio77 member today to support the work that we do here at mayamada, and also get involved in the online in-person events and activities that happen all year round in our universe, and get a new comic as well.
So each month we like to get your thoughts on the games industry and the wider culture. We've got the results from last month's poll, where we asked, what do you want from the Nintendo Switch 2? And I suppose some of you will know some of the answers to these now. But I don't, not yet. By the time this video comes out, I will. but as of recording, I am oblivious. So the results are with 0% first-party Xbox games available in launch window, and no one voted for that. Then we have Metroid Prime
Took them
4.
long enough to get to the 4.
Maybe I just like that was like a psychic revelation that Metroid Prime 5 will be coming out on the Switch too as well. That's why Prime 4 was so delayed, that they were just kind of like working
Doing
on both of them
both.
at the same time, and like they're gonna just like stagger drop them. If it comes out, I swear, if Metroid Prime 5 comes out on the Switch 2 at any point in its life cycle, but
You heard it here.
especially like in its earlier years, I'm psychic. Just saying. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond in launch window at 33%. Quirky feature with new magnetic Joy-Cons, 33%, and performance boosts of backwards compatible games with a 34%. So yeah, that's what you all for, and maybe some of those features are available. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. I got no comment at this time.
I have no idea. I have no idea if any of those things have come to fruition. Maybe I'll check in next month. We can clean up and see what see what's going on there. So we've got a new question for you, and we're asking you, what showcase events are you anticipating this year? So it's that time of the year with new consoles and games to anticipate, and events to witness them at. So Xbox, Steam, and Nintendo are leading the charge with major showcases, but there is still a lot more to come. We want to know which spring and summer events, whether in person or virtual, you're most excited about. Is it Gamescom opening night live? Is it the Galaxy's gaming showcase? Any Nintendo showcase, because they seem to drop those like it's candy. Xbox Summer Showcase, the PlayStation State of Play, or something else? Let us know. You can now vote. The poll is open and live, and next month we will announce the results of those, and maybe I would have actually watched some of the showcases that have happened by that time and not missed them all, so that Nigel has to figure out a question that doesn't spoil anything for me.
To quickly tap dance around current events.
Yeah, is there any in particular that you're looking forward to, Nigel?
So I guess the easy answer is Nintendo, because they're the ones with a brand new console, and even though they just had a direct, still questions to be answered. So that, but I'm quite intrigued to see what Xbox will show, because I feel like I've got both PlayStation and Xbox, but I consider myself a PlayStation gamer. But it feels Xbox are at the point where all that investment, all those studio acquisitions are about to pay off. And I've just been hearing positive things about South of Midnight, and Avowed, I know, is getting good reception. So yeah, it feels like this could be the year where they just go drop after drop after drop, hit after hit after hit. So I'll be interested to see how they play this summer.
That's true. I really want to play South of Midnight. It looks really good. Someone said that I look like the main character, so that's interesting. Maybe there's a cosplay coming in 5 years. Do you know what I'm looking forward to? So there's the Triple I initiative, which is actually later on this week as of recording. I'm looking forward to that. I think a big focus for me this year is going to be like your bigger indie games. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely intrigued with Xbox. I am an Xbox girly, but I seem to have like dropped off recently, but I don't know if I've just dropped off of gaming altogether. So that will be an interesting one. I still would love to go to Gamescom in person.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Actually, yes. Okay, let's put that out there.
yeah, let's manifest.
Hmm.
Manifest that. Maybe Gamescom. Maybe this year will be the first time I go to Gamescom. So yeah, that's sort of like it from me.
Okay. All right, and
But
that
yeah,
about does.
we'll see what everyone else
Yeah.
thinks.
And that about does it for this month's Studio 77 report. Don't forget, you can join our Discord, chat with us there. Also, follow us over on Twitch to be part of the mayamada community and catch all the shows that we're doing. You can also subscribe here on YouTube so you don't miss another Studio 77 report video. And lastly, follow us. Listen to us even, let me do that again. And lastly, you can listen to us on the Story X Story podcast, where Tazziii and I have creator interviews where we get a lot of advice from. We have video game discussions and deep dives into stories across pop culture. But that's all from us for now. We'll see you again next month. Cool. I don't know, my internet is like, or is this a general internet thing or an OBS thing? I'm pretty sure it's an internet thing. Yeah, so that might have, I don't know, desynced in places. So Laura will have a job there. Cool. All right, but we made it. We made it to the end. Yeah.
I feel like because it's I feel like because it's like sort of like first day of being like mostly better. Like the ADHD is ADHDing.
Oh, right.
It's like kind of been suppressed for a week. And now it's like, what are we doing?
Get me out.
I need to eat.
Let's see. All right, I'll let you. And
I need
maybe
to. Do you know what? I might go get pizza.
That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna go consider that as well. Check what deals.
Pizza.
Okay. I wasn't really until you said
what
it.
Was you gonna say?
I can't remember now. I just remember pizza. But if I end up getting a pizza now, that's the proper
pizza.
Yes. No, I actually have food.
Brain turns into Teenage Mutant
Fridge.
It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brain.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm actually gonna look at some deals now. I'm gonna go at least that far. We'll see what happens after that. But yeah, I've actually forgotten what else I was gonna say, but can't have been that important. Okay, so I'll let you go. Yeah. And that's the end of our stream.
Got an email back. Yeah.
Oh, let me actually end the stream. There you go.